On a cold, wintry, blizzardy night. I think blizzard could be quite the understatement. We have got a big matchup here tonight in the Tyson Event Center Fleet Farm Arena between the Des Moines Buccaneers and the Sioux City Musketeers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Ronnie Vadine with you all here this evening. Well, Des Moines, they come into tonight. We'll just say this. Both these teams have already played this week. Tuesday night, Waterloo was in Des Moines, and, well, it was a good fight between both those teams, but Des Moines ended up taking the L on that one by a score of 5-3. Sioux City, they come into tonight after, well, I mean, shocking in a way, but a big win nonetheless versus Fargo last night in Fargo. So that was really big. That was a 5-1 final score on that one. I mean, they had a chance to win. I mean, well, every game you have a chance to win, really, but, you know, especially through the first 40 minutes. I mean, Fargo just completely outplayed Sioux City. So, yeah, a bit of a shocker that they were able to pull away with the victory because it was tied up at 1 at the end of 2. I mean, against Fargo, that's pretty darn good, if you ask me. And then they just ran away with it. First 7 minutes of the third period, they were up 4-1. So, yeah, we will have to see if maybe they can bring some of that momentum into tonight versus Des Moines. Des Moines, they've lost their last 6 straight games, so they're just wanting a win. So, yeah, that'll be even more important. So, yeah, only one of those wins came in extra time, so overtime. Or was it in a shootout? Well, it wasn't overtime nonetheless. They just want to win no matter how they get it. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun night here tonight. You know what I forgot to do. I did something really stupid, and that's I forgot to do the pregame commercial breaks because normally we would take a commercial break right about now, but I completely forgot to film them. I am just an idiot, that's why. But that's okay. It happens sometimes. Hell, if I would have realized that, we wouldn't have came on for another 10 minutes. But you know what? It happens. Tonight is the Christmas night game, so there's 12 gifts up for grabs. 12 wonderful prizes. I think in the last few years that they have done this year has been, well, there have been the best prizes. So, some really good stuff. In fact, here, let me see if I can look up the post on Facebook with all the prizes. Yeah, let's see, just to kind of, I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, there's car washes for a year, 1 free Sunday per week for a whole year. There's a $100 gift card to Mardo Brewing, family ticket package for the Tyson or the Orpheum. There's a grill being given away, a suite for an Explorers game. That would be nice. A $500 meat bundle, free large pizzas for a whole year, a stay-and-play package at a local casino. Well, there's 2 meat bundles, one from Smithfield and the other from Hy-Vee. Stay and eat package with Cahill's, and then season tickets for the rest of the season. That would be really fun. That's why I'm not entering into the giveaway, because I already got season tickets for the rest of the year. I don't need more. So, yeah, those are just some of the gifts up for grabs. This weekend in general is really going to be awesome. Christmas weekend, of course, we have that tonight. Tomorrow night, we got the teddy bear toss. So, you know, it's just going to be one of those weekends. And let's hope it's a good one. It's an important one for Sioux City because, you know, after we play Des Moines tonight, Fargo comes into town tonight, and they've got a tough challenge too tonight because Sioux Falls is up north in Fargo for that one. We'll kind of keep track of that game because it could be interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and hopefully they'll be exhausted when they come here to town tomorrow night because I doubt they're coming overnight. I think they're coming up tomorrow afternoon, basically, maybe an hour and a half or so before the game. So that'll tire you out, 5 hours of bus and stuff like that. So, yeah, trust me, I know by experience. So, yeah, that definitely does take a toll on you for sure, but didn't affect Sioux City last night. I mean, heck. They just, and it wasn't a typical 5-1 win last night, too. I mean, Sioux City, they weren't great last night. Like I said, they got outplayed despite them winning 5-1. They were just, really, their only thing was that they were able to solve the best goaltender in the league, and that's AJ White. So, yeah, of course, AJ White played 2 games for us during the 23-24 season, and then played with Madison last year, and so we knew he was a good goaltender. Well, he came through our organization, so of course we knew he was good. But, yeah, so anyway, here we go. Let's take a look at how these teams stack up against each other. Sioux City, they're 11-15-1-0. That's 23 points in 4th place overall on the standings. Des Moines right behind by just a point, but they're in 6th place at 8-10-2-4. That is 22 points on the year. They're tied for 5th with Tri-City. A big win tonight from Sioux City. That could really, that wiggle room will kind of increase a little more because, only 1 point behind Tri-City and Des Moines, and those are 2 very good teams. So, but yeah, Des Moines, like I said, they're on a 6-game losing streak. In fact, in their last 10, they're 2-6-2-0. For Sioux City, they're 5-5 in their last 10. There definitely has been some improvement the last 10. We've also seen some setbacks too. So just depends on what kind of Musketeers team we see this evening. Some more stats. Des Moines, they score 2.83 goals a game. They give up 3.54. Sioux City, they score 3.11, and they give up 4 per game on average this season. That total has been coming down, which is good. It was as high as 4.5 at one point. So, yeah, they've really done a nice job in trying to lower that. So, yeah. Special teams, Des Moines, their power play's at 14.6%. That's 14th in the league, 3rd to last. So we'll take that. Well, we will have to take advantage of that, I'm sure. 21.2% is Sioux City at 11th. Des Moines, their penalty kill, not bad, 80%. That's 7th in the league. Sioux City not far behind at 79.1%. That is 9th overall. Well, we'll take a look at the scratches and the lineup card for Sioux City, the starting lineup for Des Moines, and all that right now. So the scratches for Des Moines, they're missing Blake Zulinski, probably their best player, so that'll be a plus for Sioux City. He's at the World Juniors right now. Joseph Argentina is injured, so is Tomas Mikel and Gus Thorpe. For Sioux City, Gavin Gary on the IR. Of course, we'll see him after Christmas. And then Jake Tavares is a healthy scratch, and then Elias Vatne is at the World Juniors as well. We're missing him, but not too much because I think we're doing just fine without him, but we are excited for him to come back. And by the way, last night, Sioux City was able to get the win without Dallas View, without Elias Vatne, and also without Max Anderson. So I feel the momentum on our side. I really honestly do. We'll take a look at Des Moines starting lineup. At left wing, Adam Zidlicki. At center, K.D. St. Hebert. And then at right wing, Nathan Howd. Left defense, Ryan Kroll. And at right defense, Landon Cottingham. They're going to be starting their backup tonight, Andrew Belly. We'll get to his stats a little later on. But safe to say he has not recorded a win yet. So that's what our competition is in goal. So, like I said, we'll dig deep a little later on his stats. For Sioux City, we'll run down their full lineup card. First line, Coach Kersner kind of switching up the lines tonight. They split up the first line for sure, which, Yeah, we'll just run it down now. At left wing, first line at left wing, Dallas View. At center, William Tomko. And at right wing, Dakota Bailey. I'll go in that order for the rest of the lines. Second line, Daniil Booten, Kaysen Musket, and Max Anderson. He's back from a 3-game suspension. We missed him, that's for sure. But we did pretty well. So, like I said. Third line, Luke Gary, Pavel Martinu, and Trey Jeffress. Normally, Luke Gary and Trey Jeffress, they'd be on the first line, but like I said, they split them up. So, it happens sometimes, though. Fourth line, Lenny Geiger, Caden Okavita, and Dallas Potter. The defensemen go like this. First line, Shane Gold and Matej Tepley. Oh, I forgot to mention, the extra forward tonight is Travis Poliski. Second line, Mason Stanger, Ryan Poyer. Third line, Christian Lyons and Gavin Carr. And then our backup tonight is Ryder Shea. Our backup tonight will be Ryder Shea. He had an awesome performance last night. He stopped 36 of 37 against Fargo. So hopefully Jack Fickthorn will be strong. In fact, he recorded his first career shutout versus Des Moines the last time we were up there last Friday. So he's been getting better, which is good news for us. So yeah, we'll get to his stats a little later on. In fact, there's going to be an interesting scenario here tonight, and I found this online today. And it involves two players, Jason Davenport from Des Moines and then Travis Poliski from Sioux City. Both of their fathers, Nick for Travis's dad and then Jason for Jason's dad, funny enough, they played for the same team in college. They played for Ferris State and they won a championship in 1994. So, yeah, just kind of interesting how those things happen. And then we'll have another interesting story tomorrow night for one of the players on Fargo. So this weekend is just a weekend of stories, I tell you. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see Travis Poliski and Jason Davenport together on the ice. I mean, Davenport's a defenseman, Poliski's a forward. So, yeah, we will just have to see. But yeah, this weekend will be the Musketeers' last weekend before they go on Christmas break. They'll have tonight, and then tomorrow night they want to finish strong before going into break, which would be really nice for sure. And then, because after tomorrow night, we won't have another game for 2 full weeks. Get that. Because then they'll be in Cedar Rapids on the 27th and then in Waterloo on the 28th. And then they'll come back home for New Year's Eve against Tri-City. And that's basically the rest of the calendar year, we'll call it. So, yeah, of course, we'll have coverage of all the Muskies games. We always do here on RVN. The home games, of course, you have to listen to me do the play-by-play. But, hey, it's a good thing. Always a good thing. But we're going to be trying out something, and if it works for the game on the 28th versus Waterloo, we're going to try something, and if it works, we're going to implement it for the rest of the season. So, yeah, you'll just have to wait for that in 2 weeks. Yeah, because it's a big change. We'll just say that if it happens to go through. So, yeah, we're going to be trying some new things out because next year is the 10th anniversary of this channel. So, obviously, we'll be celebrating that all year long. So, yeah, we're trying to go all out for that. So, because, a big celebration like that, you have to. So, right now they're just playing the intro video up on the Jumbotron. The Zebras have just hit the ice. You gotta love them. Because they are the ones that are going to determine if whether or not we win this game. If they act like knobheads, then we'll probably lose. If they don't, then we'll probably win. So it's all relying on them. Well, let's see. The Muskies, are they ready down there in the tunnel? Looks like that. They're coming out. They're filing out of the locker room. They got the guys with the flags out there, of course, with the Muskies logos on them. Some of them say it's hockey time in Sioux City, or you darn right it is. Well, they're ready down there. Come on. What are we waiting for down there? It looks like they'll be wearing, is it their white jerseys tonight? Yeah, so.
Let's make some noise and welcome to the ice.
Well, we can't. Okay, here they come. They're just kind of hunkered down right by the locker room, but here they are. Coming up, the starting lineup, the national anthem, and then some final pregame tidbits before puck drop. So, big game tonight. Hopefully the Muskies can win against a good Des Moines team. It'll be muy importante on the 6-game losing streak for Des Moines. 2 of those losses were against Sioux City, so we will see. Let's have a great game.
And now it's time for the Fremont Tire starting lineup for your Sioux City Musketeers. At left wing from Minnetonka, Minnesota, number 17, Luke Gary. At center from Benicia, Pennsylvania, number 28, William Taco. At right wing from Westchester, Pennsylvania, number 10, Trey Jeffries. At left defense from Princeton, Massachusetts, number 9, Shane. And your right defenseman from Stamford, Connecticut, number 2, Martin Tapley. Your goaltender for tonight from Darien, Connecticut is number 32, Jack Victor. Musketeers General Manager Sean Clark, Associate Head Coach Alex Doyle, Assistant Coach Jared Kirshner, Goaltending Coach Shane Clifford, Hockey Analyst Zach Kamens, Athletic Trainers Erica Eichel, Equipment Manager Zach Peterson, and your Head Coach, Jensen Kirshner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the ice as our national anthem is performed by our own game night manager, Trey Van Person.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so carelessly streaming, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fans, let's hear one more time for Trey. Now, fans, delivering tonight's first financial.
Okay, I think we are about ready to go. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders for Des Moines. Of course, it'll be Andrew Belli. He's 0-2-0-1, a 3.85 goals against average and a .863 Save percentage for Sioux City. Jack Fickthorn, 5-8-0-0, a 3.98 goals against average, a .869 save percentage with 1 shutout and 2 penalty minutes. Little interesting something to note, I guess. But I think we're ready to go here, folks. I know I'm ready, so let's do this. I don't know what the holdup is. There we go. There's always like to hold up the beginning of puck drop. I don't know why, but William Tomka will take the draw with K.D. St. Hubert. And we are off and underway from here in Sioux City, Iowa. They win the draw. Sioux City does. Tupley dumps it back immediately behind the net. Down there in the corner, it's Tomko out for gold. Shot save made by Belly. Rebound went wide. Here's Tomko with it. Tomko sends it out towards the blue line. A little deflection there by D. St. Hubert. It gets into the hands of Fickthorn. He flips it around the boards there. Zidlicki pass out in front. D. St. Hubert couldn't make a connection. Now Jeffress was hooked and held and not even going to call that. D. St. Hubert with it. Passes one out. Intercepted by Jeffress towards center. Gives it off to William Tomko. It's Tomko feeding it back behind the net, taken there by Jason Davenport. Davenport behind the net. Now Daniil Booten takes it away, swings it around the boards. Gavin Carr, a little tip. It's Booten. Pass across. There's a shot save made by Belly. Rebound. Scores! Trey Jeffress gets the Muskies on the board first. 56 seconds in. Boy. As Jason Kersner likes to say, it's the first 10 minutes. That sets up the game pretty much, and boy, that only took 56 seconds. Top shelf, Trey Jeffress, that'll be his 16th goal on the season. He had 2 last night against Fargo, so he is really doing well. In fact, he's got now 8 points in his last 4 games, so nicely done, Trey Jeffress. Faceoffs won by Musket. It gets back for Gavin Carr. Carr back for Max Anderson. Flips one down into the corner. Davenport takes it behind the net. Swings it around the boards. Picked up there, Michael Sandruck. Sandruck out towards center. Gavin Carr has this one. Carr feeds it on over. Christian Lyons. Lyons on over to Gavin Carr. Carr on over to Daniil Booten out towards center. Booten at the blue line. Flips it in. On Belly, and he covers it up. I don't think he meant to put it on net, but he did anyway, and some extras afterwards. I mean, when you got Musket and Anderson out there, the pot's going to be stirred, already, so stirred up enough, we'll say. Face-off will come to the left here of Belly. It'll be Tomko. And I want to say Tylik. Yes, it's that first line out there for Des Moines here. Stanger out towards the blue line. Takes his shot, just went wide. It's Poyer, tipped up into the air. Mishandled by View. Now taken out towards center ice by Tylik. Here's Tylik. Nice moves. Tylik in on Fickthorn. Shot save made by Fickthorn. Tylik down there in the corner. Intercepted Tomko. Here's Tomko. Feeds it on Dakota Bailey out towards center. Chips it down into the corner. Puck will roll into the corner here for Ryland Rooney. Rooney sends it out. Tylik. Rooney towards center. Pass across there for Reese Wallen. Wallen there for View. Tomko fires it back behind the net. Dakota Bailey out towards center. There's a shot in front. Tupley is there. Tupley out towards center. Line changes now for both teams. Gold on back there for Tupley. Now in a scramble for in front of the penalty box. Perfect place to have a scramble for. Here's Jeffress up the right side. He could get two. Maybe. We'll see. Deladonna with it in the corner. Feeds it back behind the net. Here, Martineau. I have a feeling Des Moines going to lose now. Their 7th straight. This will go for an icing. I forgot to put back on my Santa hat. Hang on.
That means everyone here tonight can enjoy some free city bites tomorrow. Just head on over to Brecky's, located next to Victoria Fresno on 4th Street. Show them your ticket.
Okay, there we go. I got my Santa hat back on. Face off will come to the right of Belly. I don't know why you name your kid Belly, but, you know, it's a last name, so you can't do much about it. Here's Gold. Pass for Martineau. I almost called him Martino. I know, we had Giacomo Martino the last couple of years, and now we have Martineau this year, so... Just kind of funny how that works. Martineau in front. Could not make a connection. It's Carr. A shot got blocked. Now it's taken back the other way. DeSaint-Hubert with it. Down there is Gavin Carr. Carr back for Tepley off the boards. Kicked in, though, by Keaton Norrie. Down there is Tepley. Tepley sends it around the boards. Off the stick there of Howard towards center. Taken back. Here's Howard up the left side. Howard is in. Getting a skate on it. There was Gavin Carr. Now it's Keaton Norrie in the circle. Shot towards the net. Zidlicki behind. Carr. Little tip. Dallas Potter. Now Tepley back for Potter. Out towards center. Jason Davenport. Set down into the corner. Gavin Carr is there. Carr feeds it on Tepley. Tipped by Geiger. Out towards center ice. Rylan Randall grabs it at center. On a cross there for Searles. Searles up the left side. Searles off the boards. Back behind the net. Down there's Drew Roloffs in a scramble for Lyons was there. So is Michael Sandruck. Now Rylan Randall to Sandruck. Passes one out. Could not find anybody open. Schmiel with it there out towards the blue line. Now that's Lyons taking it away. Stanger behind the net. Stanger up the left side. Stanger tipped. Booten bounced into the corner. Here's Rylan Randall with it behind the net. Randall. Pass on a cross. Gets over to Rylan Rooney. Now to Reese Wallen. Shot went wide and then he just got obliterated by Max Anderson. Here's Stanger with it now. Reese Wallen. Kaysen Musket takes it away. Boy, dynamic duo I call them. Max Anderson and Kaysen Musket. This will go for icing. Face off will come to the left of Jack Fickthorn. Musket and Deladonna at the face-off. Deladonna wins the draw. It gets back out to Cottingham. Cottingham. Shot save made by Fickthorn. Rebound batted down. It goes over the net. Somehow it stayed out. I don't know how, but it just did because Fickthorn is awesome. Here's Kroll with it towards the blue line. Kroll feeds it on over Cottingham. Cottingham. Pass across. Cannot make a connection with Deladonna, and Daniil Booten will clear it. Kroll will pick it up. Feeds it on over for Zupfer. Zupfer up the left side. Goes into the corner now for Gold. Here's Gold behind the net. Feeds it on over to Dallas View. Out toward center, taking Jason Davenport. Davenport there for Keaton Norrie. Poked around. Dallas View was there. Now it's Ori sending it out towards center. That's Gold. Gold on over to Stanger. Stanger. Tipped there by Bailey. Now it's Dallas View at center. Tipped there by Bailey again, and a big hit. Applying on DeSaint-Hubert from Dallas View. Now puck is sent back behind the net. Belly can't handle it. View into the hands of Gold. Gold on across to Tepley. Tepley, nice pass into the hands of Dakota Bailey. DeSaint-Hubert's in his way. Now Gold slap shot got blocked there by Howard. And now they go after it at center. Howard. Shot saved by Fickthorn! 13:23 left to go here in this first period. We will take a break. We will be right back. Do not go anywhere.
American cover-up. When perspiration wetness shows up, we cover up. Well, cover up no more. Right Guard introduces a special Right Guard for people who need extra protection against wetness. New Right Guard antiperspirant in the silver can. Checks wetness with the most powerful anti-wetness agent ever put in a can. New Right Guard antiperspirant. Cover up no more.
Welcome back, everybody. 13:23 left to go in the first period. Sioux City, they are out and rolling. They're up 1-0 right now over to Des Moines. Tomorrow, we'll have a special episode of The Ronnie Show. It'll be 2 hours long, and it'll be live. You'll see what it's about tomorrow. I've kind of hinted at it the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, you'll see. It'll be quite fun, I think. So, yeah, stay tuned for that tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure at what time, though. I'm hoping around 2 o'clock Eastern time, but it just depends on what I'm doing around that time tomorrow. Well, let's get back to play. Face-off will come to the left of Victor. Martineau will take the draw with Searles. Face-off's won. It'll be taken there by Matej Tepley. Tepley out toward center there for Jeffress. Jeffress off the boards. Taken away now. Here's Sandruck with it. Sandruck there. Tipped by Jeffress. Picked up there by Rylan Randall behind the net. Luke Gary in the corner now. Gary dekes out a defender. Dekes out two and sends it down into the hands of Trey Jeffress at center. Jeffress off the boards back to Gold. Here's Gold feeding it on over to Tepley. Des Moines applying pressure. Makes you think why they're a good team. Here's Tepley with it down there in the corner. Tepley behind the net feeds it on over to Shane Gold. Gold up the right side. Jeffress was there too. It's taken there by Reese Wallen for a shot save made by Victor. He trapped the puck between his glove and his blocker. Doesn't get any easier than that, I tell ya. Face-off will come to the right of Victor. Face-off's won. Here's Lyons with it. Lyons sending it out toward center. Poliski was there. Poliski sends it back behind the net. There was Ryan Kroll. Here's Kroll with it. In a scramble for. Boy, they got it jammed up there. Now it finally breaks free. Reese Wallen sends it out toward center. Batted down there by Christian Lyons. Here's Tylik now into the hands of Gavin Carr. Here's Carr. Tipped there. Lyons at center. Sent down into the corner there for Gavin Carr. Carr around the boards. Travis Poliski. Poliski taking away Zupfer in front. Cannot make a connection. Now that's Potter taking it back behind the net. Potter sends it out toward center. Tip Poliski. Into the corner. It's taken there by Keaton Ori. Ori. There for Davenport. Off the skate of Ori into the hands of Kaysen Musket. That's Daniil Booten now with it. Booten spins around a defender. Booten down there in the corner. Behind the net, Deladonna was there. Around the board, Zupfer. Zupfer popped up into the air. Zupfer behind the net there for Jason Davenport. Davenport off the boards, out towards center. Zupfer swings it into the hands of Mason Stanger behind the net. Stanger, now Zupfer. Poked out Daniil Booten. Up for grabs. Poyer comes up with it. Off the boards, whacked there was Zupfer. Max Anderson lost his footing, but Booten comes up with it there, Jason Davenport. And he'll roll back behind the net. Boy, somebody was pissed off at the Des Moines bench. Just because we're that good, that's why. Puck popped up into the air, and it's into the seats and out of play. Right at the bottom of the section we're broadcasting from. So, souvenir time down there, as our good friend Danny Vaughn would say. Of course, voice of the Explorers. Faceoff will come in front of the penalty box across from the Musketeers bench. Des Moines wins the draw. However, it immediately rolls down ice. Rylan Randall was there in his own circle. Now it's Fickthorn behind the net. Fickthorn leaves it for Gold. On to Dallas View. View towards the blue line. Picked up there by Shane Gold out towards center. Now Tomka will take it. Desaney Bear applying pressure. Now that's View in the corner. View. And a scramble for back behind. That's Desaney Bear. Rounds the boards. Tepley. Poked there by Schmiel. Gold will handle this one. Gold into the hands. Rylan Randall. Dakota Bailey's there, though. So is Schmiel from Des Moines. And now he and Dakota Bailey go flying into the boards. Here's Tomko out. Gold. A shot save made by Belly. 9:42 left to go here in this first.
At DC Specialties, we've been working on diesel fuel injection systems for over 55 years. DC Specialties is one of the largest exchange cycle controllers in the country. Our experienced service team is trained in troubleshooting and diagnosing fuel system and turbocharger problems even over the phone.
Face-off will come to the right here of Belly. It'll be Martineau, and I want to say that's Searles down there. Yes, it is. I was right. Jefferson front, Luke Gary. Fanned on it. Now it rolls into the corner. Here's Christian Lyons with it at center. Lyons off the boards there for Luke Gary. Gary at center. Norcross. Pass across into the hands there of Martineau in the corner. Martineau in a scramble for. Popped up into the air. That's Martineau. Boy, he gets a cross check applied to them, but they're not going to call that, because why would they? I'm telling you people, league is rigged against us. Cottingham now for Norcross. Now a giveaway. Here's Martineau with it. Martineau sends one down wide of Belly. Taken there by Keaton Ori. On over Jason Davenport. Rolls up the right side. Davenport. Shot got blocked there by Trey Jeffress. It rolls into the corner. Shot blocking, another big thing Jason Kirshner wants to see more out of this Musketeers team. And, well, you've seen a good bit of it so far. Puck's in a scramble for down there in the corner. Rylan Rooney's there, so it's Jeffress and Poyer and Tylik, and none of them can get the puck free. Now Tylik does. Tylik out in front. Jeffress was there, though, in the circle. Tylik, though, being a nuisance, as always. Here's Poliski with it. Now taken there. Okavita cannot make a connection. It was a nice pass from Stanger, and Okavita was basically going to be in all alone. It's Booten on Poyer. Shot got blocked. Wasn't a great shot, but here's Geiger, maybe? Nope, that's Booten. Booten there for Geiger. At center, Booten again takes it at the blue line. Pass out in front, tipped by Geiger, and into the corner. That's Mason Stanger. On back, Poyer sends it in off the boards, and Des Moines will clear it. However, Poyer sends it back down into the Des Moines zone. Here's Davenport at the blue line. Davenport back behind to Ori. Tipped there by Deladonna down into the corner. Behind the net, Deladonna takes this one. Tipped there, Anderson feeds it on over to Poyer. Musket now with it. Musket. Here's Tepley, a shot save made by Belly. 7:14 left to go here in this first. Muskie still with a 1-0 lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Sioux City, and all the guys from Sioux City. The goal is
RCA is introducing non-smear color TV. Over display now, leave your simulated demonstration. This kind of smear is when the toner doesn't filter out interfering signals. RCA has developed a new transistorized tuner that filters better than anyone else's. Non-smear color TV. Second smear, inaccurate fine tuning. Most TV stations weapon with only partial accuracy. RCA is the only one that's automatically fine-tuned with virtually 100% accuracy. Non-sphere color TV. Now that I'm put together, why don't you split? To your nearest RCA dealer. RCA non-smear color TV. If you don't buy RCA, you may be buying an obsolete color set.
Oh, come on. Welcome back, everybody. 7:14 left to go in this first. Sioux City with a 1-0 lead. 12-6. Face-off will come to the right of Belly, and Des Moines screwed up on the face-off, so they'll have a new guy in. Tomko will take the draw now with Riley Zupfer. Face-off's won. Immediately shot and was stopped there by Belly. Now that's Rylan Randall with it. Randall out toward center ice. Zupfer was there. Here's Zupfer and a shot. Couldn't get it away. Now that's Tepley behind the net with it. Tepley and a scramble for Luke Gary was there. Taken there by Luke Gary out toward center. There for Shane Gold. Pass across. Tomko cannot make a connection. Tomko back behind the net. Luke Gary was there. Picked up by Roloffs. Here's Roloffs now into the hands of Tomko. Tomko back for Gold. Gold on back for Gavin Carr. Carr behind the net. There's Luke Gary. Gary behind the net spins around the defender Kroll. Luke Gary tipped into the hands of Dalladonna out towards center. Dalladonna sends it down into the corner there for Lyons. Here's Lyons. Up the middle there for Max Anderson. View. Now Kroll whacks it in. Taken there by Gavin Carr, though, up the right side. Carr, ooh, boy, he gets slammed into the boards, and there's going to be a penalty coming up. Boy, he looked like he went face first in. And Sioux City's going to have the power play here, so that'll be good, although Des Moines' penalty kill is pretty darn good. Although Carr is up and he looks to be all right, so that's good.
13 Des Moines.
Oh, it was a trip or a cross track, doesn't matter. Boarding will take that, too. As long as he gets penalized, that's all I care about. Time of the penalty will be 14:10. K.D. Saint Bear with that one. There you go. Here's View with it. View. Pass across. Here's Anderson back for Gold. Gold on over to Dallas View. View back for Gold. On across Tomko shot. Save made. Rebound. 2 big stops. Did they get a third? Yes, they did. And there's extras afterwards. Because, of course, there is. Boy. Oh, Des Moines. Des Moines, Des Moines, Des Moines. Well, their goaltender's not bad for him not being able to win them a game this year. We'll just let that sink in. Face-off will come to the left of Belly. Face-off's won. It's Luke Gary back for Shane Gold. Gold at the blue line, feeds it on to Dallas View. Here's View, a shot got blocked in front. Des Moines needs to get a clear, and they will, and they'll be back the other way shorthanded. Here's Tylick crossing the blue line. That's Tylick down there in the corner. And a scramble for Luke Gary was there. Here's Gold with it now. Gold up there for Luke Gary. Here's Tomko with it. Tomko in. Shot. Just went wide, up high, and out of play. Face-off will come to the left of Belly. 1:04 left to go on the power play. 4:54 left to go here in this first. Muskies with a 1-0 lead still. Face-offs one. Puck will roll back behind the net. There's Stanger. Stanger at the blue line. Down there for Trey Jeffress. Here's Tepley with it. Jeffress now with 16 goals on the year, 8 of them coming on special teams, 4 of them on the power play. So here's Stanger with it. He's a force to be reckoned with, that is for sure. Here's Tepley, takes a shot. Was blocked in front. It rolls into the corner there for Stanger. 34 seconds left to go on the power play for Sioux City. That's Stanger. Tip there in front of the goal. Puck sent off the boards there. Davenport, now Zidlicki clears it down ice. Here's Stanger with it behind the net. Stanger gives it on over to Lenny Geiger. Geiger, nice pass to Potter. Potter out there in front, cannot make a connection. Here's Geiger with it. Geiger. Down there, Jeffress, back for Tepley. Out there in front, here's Potter. Another shot just went wide. D. St. Hebert with it. Potter at the blue line. Oh, by the way, Des Moines at full strength, so I don't think you all really cared, but FYI, you know. Puck will roll into the hands there of Cottingham behind the net. Cottingham just kind of stays there. Doesn't even do anything. Just stands there. Now he'll just leave it there for Ori. Here's Ori. Out towards center. Ori sends it back in behind the net there of Fickthorn. Fickthorn, ooh, a little nasty tip. That could have gone really bad. Here's Okavita with it off the boards. Into the hands there of Keaton Ori. Now Okavita with it behind the net. Taken there by Pavel Martineau. There's Christian Lyons at the point. Lyons, shot got blocked. Rolls into the corner. Puck is sent out towards center ice. As long as it doesn't get touched, it should go for icing, and it will. 2:42 left to go here in this first. Shots 8-2 in favor of Sioux City. Usually it would be the other way around, but not tonight. No, Sioux City, they've had a nice start to the game, you know. Hasn't been great, hasn't been bad. Could be better, for sure. But they'll iron that out as the rest of the night goes, I'm sure. Face-off will come to the left. There's an immediately shot that went wide. Here's Luke Gary with it. In his face there was Ryland Rooney. Here's Rooney there in the corner, and a scramble for now. Puck rolls back behind the net in front, taking Gold. A shot. Score! Shane Gold! 2-0 now. Muskies in the lead. Another goal top shelf on Belly. They know where to get them. I'll tell you that much. 2-0 our score. Holy smokes. We are doing quite well right now, I will say. For Shane Gold, that'll be his 8th goal on the year. Leads all defensemen on the team, so that's good. We'll take that. Puck will roll back behind the net there for Schmiel. Ryland Randall with it down there in the corner, sends it out towards center ice. Stanger gets a hand on it. And that goes for offsides. Face-off will come right in front of the penalty box across from the Des Moines bench. Oh, and he'll get a few more, I have a feeling. Here's Roloffs with it. Roloffs there in the circle. Here's Poyer with it. Poyer off the boards. Ryland Randall knocks one in. Fickthorn will keep it. There's Stanger open. He slips and fell with the puck. Here's Poliski with it. Poliski feeds it on over to Stanger. Stanger out towards the blue line. Musket into the hands there of Daniil Booten. Booten out there's Anderson. Anderson in front. Des Moines trying to get it clear, but instead it's taken up there by Harper Searles. Now Musket kept in. Musket, there's Anderson. Schmiel with it behind the net. Schmiel, he and Anderson battle. Whoa, my goodness, that could have been horrific. Sealinger's lucky. That's all I'm going to say. There's a shot. Fickthorn was there. Here's Okavita with it. Now Anderson will clear it off the stanchion. At least he tried. It took a funny bounce. Here's Okavita with it. Okavita feeds it on over Dallas View. He's thrown to the ground. Here's Norcross with it out towards center. Norcross feeds it on over there for Gavin Carr. Carr at center. Cottingham, shot went wide. Now Jeffress, Reese Wallen, a little poke down ice. Yeah, it was a really dangerous play. Anderson got tripped up, and he basically did a full cartwheel, and Sealinger, between Sealinger's neck and that skate blade of his, it was probably only about a foot. I mean, we've seen what damage that's done. Here's a shot, save made by Fickthorn from Keaton Ori. 20.8 seconds left. Coming up on the intermission, we'll take a look, recap this period and take a look at some scores from across the country. That's all coming up on our first period intermission report. Face-off will come to the right of Fickthorn and a false start on the draw. Owen Tylick screwed it up for Des Moines, so Reese Wallen now will take the draw with Tomko. Face-off's one. That one will roll into the corner there for Howard. Tylick's there in a scramble for Luke Gary. Poked around. Reese Wallen takes this one. Wallen off the boards back there for Davenport. Here's Keaton Ori, takes a shot, save made by Fickthorn with 5 seconds on the nose left to go. Face-off will come to the right of Fickthorn. Taking the draw will be Tylick and Tomko. See if it goes better for Tylick this time. Well, now they can't even get it out of the face-off dot, and that'll be the end of the period. Sioux City, a big first period to start things out. 2-0. They are in the lead. Let's recap the first now. Well, it started early. 56 seconds in. Trey Jeffress from Daniil Booten and Christian Lyons. That was Trey Jeffress' 16th goal on the season. And then at 17:37, first, the penalty at 14:09, K.D. St. Bear, 2 minutes for tripping. And then at 17:37, Shane Gold. It says unassisted, but I think there'll be at least an assist or two tacked onto that. And if that's the case, obviously we'll tell you about it. We'll take a look at some scores from across the country. Shots that period: Sioux City 9, Des Moines 5. Some scores from across the country: Omaha leads Youngstown by a score of 2-0. They're almost at the end of the second. Chicago leads Green Bay by a score of 2-1 with 2:43 left to go in the first period. Tied up at 0, Sioux Falls is at Fargo at the end of 1. Dubuque leads Lincoln 2-0 at the end of the first period. Tri-City leads Muskegon 2-0 at the end of the first. Waterloo leads Madison 2-0 at the end of the first. Boy, 2-0 at the end of the first across the board for a lot of these games. Interesting.
All right. Where's the Steve Schultz fans out there in the crowd tonight?
NHL scores now. Well,
I don't want you to get hit.
2:35 left to go in the first. Blues lead the Blackhawks 2-1. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern time, the Kraken are at the Mammoth. Okay, you got to be quiet. Okay. NBA scores. 1:42 left to go in the third quarter. Hornets lead the Bulls 88-80. Pistons lead the Hawks 85-67 with 7:20 left to go in the third. The 76ers lead the Pacers 82-78 with 4:20 left to go in the third. Wizards lead the Cavaliers 82-68 with 6:28 left to go in the third quarter. Jazz lead the Grizzlies 36-30 with 4.2 left to go in the first. The Nets will be at Dallas here shortly. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern, Timberwolves will be at the Warriors. College basketball scores. The men's college basketball scores. Top 25, UConn leads Texas 33-29 with 5:02 left to go in the first half. Well, that'll do it for the intermission. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, second period coming up right after this, right here on RVN.
Get set.